What up, y'all? It's Chris Weathers, aka Shorty C94, back at you again with another episode, number 44 of Shorty Sneaker Conversations. Try to get. Oh, there she goes. Just sent you a request, Katrina. Can send you another if you need me to. Let's see here. Okay, I think we got you right here. What's going on?
Hello, let me see if I can catch you up.
Can you see me or hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
It's all right. It's kind of low. Hold on a second. All right, there we go.
Okay. You can hear me and see me?
I can. I can. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Thanks for being here. Let me shout out to Sneakerhead Tay, Random Laces, Twin Mother. Welcome all y'all. All right. So before we get started, I have to ask, what was the most positive thing you were able to take from 2020?
The most positive thing from 2020 was don't take life for granted. We've had a horrific year in 2020, so that would be one of the most things is just don't take life for granted. Treasure every moment, treasure your loved ones. You got beef with the family, you know how that goes. Let it go. Life is just too short.
For sure. For sure. Okay. All right. Well, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Um, so let's jump into some sneaker origins and start with what was your first sneaker moment or sneaker memory that got you started in this.
Well, actually, I just got into sneakers about a little bit over a year ago. So I would say the first one that really was like, oh, I really like this was the London Air Max 90s.
Mm,
It was something just about the colorway, the materials. Like I really liked it, and I wasn't able to get it, of course, when they first came out. So I had to catch it, on one of the restocks. I had people looking out for me. That's when I was first introduced to Twitter and all of that other stuff. I knew nothing about nothing. I mean, when I tell you I was green, I was green. So it was like learning all of this information at once, trying to catch up. But it was cool though. So that would be my very first one. I would say the Air Max 90s, the London.
all right, and you have it now.
I I do. I do.
Okay, so you do own the sneaker now.
I could.
Okay. Okay, yeah, those are nice.
Yeah. Let me cut some light on. It's like kind of dark. Give me 1 second.
All right, shout out
There we
to
go.
Soldier PB. Those are nice. All right, so we've got kind of the shoe that started it all for now. Since you've been in the sneakers, I guess starting off, it might be different from now, but when you first started, where was your go-to place to get sneakers from?
My go-to place used to be the sneaker stores.
Mm,
I could kind of go to the sneaker stores as I love going to the malls. Actually going into the stores. But that has changed, of course. Once COVID came in, and then it's like things went kind of south. Things kind of locked up, so it more went online. And then, of course, I was introduced to the sneakers app, which I mean, we ain't even gonna talk about that. Like, I don't have no luck on there. So it used to be the actual foot site.
okay, okay, all right, all right, and now, what do you do when you need to get a sneaker? Like, where do you get it from now?
Realistically, heavily raffles. I spend a lot of time like filling out raffles. I still do the foot site raffles. I still do the sneaker app just in case, because you never know. But a lot of that is I would say the raffles, and I actually do get a lot of stuff on the actual Nike website because I wear a lot of general stuff. So I can find a lot of the stuff on the regular Nike app. I'm not no
Okay,
hype beast or nothing like that.
that's good. That's good. Say the same about myself. I mean, I do wait certain things out, but I know because of my size, I kind of have that luxury. Like my wife always says, yeah, I can't wait stuff out like you because I wear a women's 10. So I have to get, right then and there. So I'd ask you, what size do you wear?
I wear an 11 in women's and a
That's even worse.
10 in men. So it's really, really hard because I'm competing heavily with the men. For women's release, come out like that's primarily the size that they kind of go for. So I wear like the worst size for a woman because it's like battle of the beast trying to get a sneaker.
Yeah, I always remember this one time back when my wife and I were just dating. It was like early in our relationship. We were at some shoe store. I was like, "Hey, the tens is over here," and then like a bunch of women was like, "Where they at?" Like I never would have believed if I didn't see it with my own eyes that 10, 11, and having been into managing shoe stores, if I get a women's 11, it would usually only be one. So, yeah, I feel that.
So let me ask you, what's the primary stores that you and your wife go to get your sneakers?
I'll be honest. I really, well, I do have to say, I mean, I work for Converse, so in turn that means I work for Nike, but
Hmm.
um, it doesn't, discount doesn't work on the sneakers app. We're just like anybody else, but it's a lot of eBay, a lot of reachbacks, or just kind of waiting a shoe out. You know what I mean? So with new releases, my wife has the best luck of anybody I've met with the sneakers app.
Mm.
She ever since, and I don't want to jinx it, let me knock on wood. Ever since maybe 2018, I've never seen anybody hit like how my wife hits on the app. So for her,
Wow.
she gets a lot, but for me, it's been a lot of eBay, a lot of Macari and Poshmark, Depop, Shop.Goodwill, all that with Nike.com.
Wow.
It kind of varies. I'm more interested in finding stuff that I either need to replace or stuff I missed as opposed to the newer stuff. Like it's probably only maybe two or three Jordans left this year that I would like to have. Two that are replacing, and one I've never had. But if I don't get them, I already accept the fact I may not get them. So it
Mm.
kind of varies. But with the new stuff, my wife hits on the sneakers. Yeah, she put don't jinx.
Yeah, we're not gonna jinx it. We're not gonna jinx it. We're not gonna do that to her.
Yeah, I knocked on wood, but it's great to see you ladies really in this genuinely. Like I've said it on most of my shows that you all approach it the way it was before reselling kind of jumped the game up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Appreciate you and everybody in these comments that is really into it for the love. So, um, but yeah, there's no specific place. So hopefully, I know I kind of went on a tangent there, but yeah.
Listen, I'm taking notes because, like I said, I'm still new to this, and there's so much. It is still so much I'm trying to learn and have to learn. So I just appreciate being here.
Yeah. Now I do have to ask, because I've been following you for a little bit. The one picture I saw you and your dude, you was like, I had to match his fly. Is he in the sneakers?
He is actually the reason why I became into sneakers. He came home one day. He has like a friend at work, and they started getting into it, and he kind of brought it home. And I don't know, it's something that he started bringing it home, and we started talking about it. And I was like, I kind of like this, and then it doesn't help that I like anyway. So it's kind of like it just gives me an excuse, to continue shopping. So like, yeah, he brought it home, and it's something like we just kind of enjoy together. Next thing you know, we waking up on Saturday morning, grabbing the phones, grabbing the tablets, grabbing everything we can, trying to get in raffles. Like it just became something cute. So he was actually the one that introduced me to this.
Okay, good. Well, props to him. Good. Okay. Well, since you're, I still say, you've been in it for a little while. You know what I mean? Already. What is the things that influence you to buy said shoes? Is it, what is it that'd be like, I'm gonna fuck with those or I'm gonna get those? What is it? Is it colors or what is it?
I think it's more so colorways. I like bright shoes. I like vibrant shoes. I like things with patterns. So And I really love to coordinate. Like I just love to coordinate. So anything I see that's got like bright colors, different patterns. I'm not too big on like materials. I know there's a lot of, things going on with people dislike this material, dislike that material. I don't really have a preference. Like even if a shoe has a cheaper material, as long as I'm not paying a high price for, if it looks cute, I'll grab it. That's kind of how I am. I'm not. The only thing I'm not really big on is I call it carpet suede, like that really big, thick carpet, like suede. That's probably not the only thing I'm not a fan of. But other than that,
Got you. Got you. Okay. All right. What's your most recent comp?
these right here.
You got all this shit?
Listen, I don't have much. This is just my hubby was able to get this on exclusive access for me. So he got these for me.
Oh, okay. You got the Billie Eilish. Okay.
Yeah. Again, they were bright. They're really, really, really cute colors. So I was like, yeah, exclusive access, they're gonna give it to you. I'll take it. So I got those, and then today I actually won a raffle with my local store to get the Jordan 5s that's coming out tomorrow. So I'll be able to pick those up tomorrow too.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of ramping up for that. That comes out, on Thursday. That's actually me and my wife's wedding anniversary. So I hope
Happy
that
anniversary.
appreciate that. I kind of hope one of us hit. What's bad is fives run big, so I can actually fit a women's 12 in a five. So I'm kind of debating going for them for myself, but you know, my wife kind of wants them, so I may just cave and just try to see if I can win them for her. Though I would like.
So so I had 1 5 when I first started out. It was the grapes. And I got a 9.5 because when you got big feet like me, you just trying to just try to get the bare minimum size that you can so you won't be walking around with boats. So I got a 9.5 and I did not like they were just really uncomfortable. And I guess I didn't go true to size and I have not bought another 5 since. So I'm gonna try these fives this time. I got a size 10. So hopefully that'll be a little bit better. So this will only be my second five. I don't have any other fives in my collection at all.
Now this is the you getting the shattered backboard one or the blue one that's coming out?
Okay, yeah, let me correct that. So the raffle is for the shutter backboard. Okay, the women's ones that come out next, well, you said that next Thursday. I really want those. However, um, it's a women's release, and we already know that that's going to be very tough. That's going to be very tough.
Yeah. Sorry, I misunderstood you there.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah,
with
that's going to be tough.
with those shattered backboards. I'm kind of intrigued at the fact that they switched the netting and the leather is gonna be a panel and instead of the netting, and the netting is gonna be around but orange and black, that'd be good. And the sail is not white, so it's a lot good with that.
Right.
So you know, but congrats to that. I look to see what you do with that. You know what I mean, how you gonna put that together with a fit. So
Listen, I mean, I only get dressed maybe once or twice a week now. So I'm on a struggle bus.
I feel it. Okay, okay. Well, with sneakers, we all have favorite pairs and pairs that we don't care as much about, but most of us have what's called a holy grail, a sneaker that we would just love to have. We haven't been able to get our hands on yet. Do you have one of those?
Not one. I have probably a lot. The Travis Scott ones, the brown ones. I would really like to get my hands on those. Um,
High tops?
hot tops. I would really like to get my hands on those. I tried to sweet talk my husband last Christmas, but yeah, he was just not having that. He just like, girl, bye, go sit down. So
I got it.
I think that would probably be my top one.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have one? I mean, at this point, I'm looking at all them boxes you got back there. I'm pretty sure you probably got your grills and then some.
Um, honestly, I have to shout her out again. My wife has either won and or purchased several pairs that I've wanted. Her sneakers prowess started with the Dornbecker Six. It was like a random raffle because they retroed that shoe, and she won it, and I took an L. I wasn't gonna tell her about it because you know
Hmm.
I wanted to hate like came through and won, but there's still maybe about 5 or 6 pairs where I'm like, yeah, I really need those. The rest is a bunch of shoes I'd like to have, but there's this Air Max from 1994. It's just called the Air Max 2 94 Runner. It never has been retro, so I don't have one to show, but it's probably the one I want the most. And this a couple others. There aren't really any Jordans that are kind of grail status. Maybe the Shatterback
Hmm.
had a chance to get that's you know, another story. I'll leave that because I'll be talking all day about that one. So it's a,
So
but
how long have you been collecting?
since what 97.
Wow.
So
Wow.
so by lap 38. Um, yeah, it's been a while, but out of the 5 or 6 shoes, 4 of them I could have bought and foolishly didn't. It's only been 2 that
Mm.
so you know, but collecting something I've been doing for a long time. I only got a job when I was a teenager. I mean, I've been fortunate for a lot, but we all got to start somewhere. So, you know,
Right.
whether it's 1 year, 20 some years, I like to love. So, you know, that's a nice grill. I hope that you get it. Jordan ones are kind of strange, but I do feel that that bubble will pop sooner than later, and they're still gonna be expensive, but maybe not as expensive as they are.
Right.
Okay. Well, talked about holy grails, but we'll just do basic, kind of like when you mean like your favorite color. What's your favorite shoe that you have?
Favorite shoe?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a favorite shoe. Like, if I could narrow it down, maybe my Khalifas.
Now
Maybe my Khalifas.
the Melody of Shinies. Okay,
Mhm.
that is a really consistent shoe with you. I don't think that I know a lady that's into sneakers that doesn't have those. So that has been
Yeah,
a really good shoe for y'all. Um, I know my wife was excited when she got hers. So
I'm telling you, it was. You thought it was. I really like those. So hey, that'd probably be my top one.
got you, got you. That's good. I'm glad that's the one because that was one that was used for the flyer for this. So
Right.
got it worked out. Okay, all right. Now, what's a shoe that you need to undust up? Like
Uh,
probably so bitty. Huh?
no, 'cause I wear my sneakers, so ugh. Hmm. You know what? I really couldn't tell you because I don't hold my sneakers. Sometimes I'll put them things on so out right out the box. So I probably ain't don't have nothing sitting.
I got you. See, one thing I do is if I like a shoe, and I always say, like, probably tired of here. I'll be like, I don't even know if I'm gonna wear with these, but I know I got something. And then I'll get back here, and I won't have it or it won't match the way that I thought. So I'll ice a shoe or not wear a shoe until I find the right thing to go with. You know what I mean? Like,
And
yeah,
that does make sense. But I'll go right in that closet and pull something. Like you said, I know I got something in there.
got you. All right. So next question is a little strange, but it's something I ask everyone. So what's a shoe that everybody loves, but you just don't fuck with?
I would say probably anything easy. I'm not a big I'm not a big easy fan.
Most common answer I get.
Yeah, I'm not a big easy fan. I had got a pair of 350s. What is it? 350 Z what 32 whatever that thing is called. I actually wanted, and I was like, yeah, everybody's talking about it, and I got it, and I wasn't really impressed. Um, of course, I couldn't. I got it from, I think it was like Dick's or something, and that point in time, I couldn't return it, so I kind of had to keep it. So I literally turned it into my everyday run to the grocery store, run to Walmart, mow, go do garden work in it type shoe. I'm just not that impressed with it at all.
What colorway do you have where you do a guard work it? Guard work it.
I think it's the black carbons.
Oh,
Like, yeah, yeah, they're the black ones. Yeah, yeah. I literally was like putting out mulch, digging up rocks like that. That's what that shoe was for.
really? So you be out there, you know what I'm saying? Getting, because I mean, just judging by your, online, you don't even look like you would, get dirty and nothing like that. You out
Oh no, I'm a country girl. See, I live in North Carolina. You do too,
there.
actually, right? Yeah. So I live in Stanford, North Carolina. I'm a country girl. Yeah, we go out there. We gotta cut the grass. Keep the yard or work. Yeah, I'll be right out there in them Yeezys. I sure do. Got my yard shoes.
How's that Greensboro?
No, Stanford is right in between. Is right like maybe 30 minutes from you. You know where Fort Bragg is, right? Fayetteville, Fort Bragg area.
I'm still learning. We only been here for a year.
Okay. So if you live in Mebane, I can get to Mebane because I go to the outlets about an hour and 20.
Oh,
About
okay.
I'm about an hour and 20.
You like closer to Charlotte then?
Actually, I am closer to Raleigh.
Oh, okay.
To Raleigh.
All right. Yeah, because Raleigh's like an hour from here. So
Yeah,
yeah,
closer to Raleigh.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I wouldn't even guess that you get out there and you be you know with the yard. Like I was really big on yard maintenance, back home, but here it's just like a whole nother thing. Like since it's always sunny and always warm, the grass grows so much faster here than it does in Ohio. So I had to pay somebody to kind of keep up the yard. And then, because I really, I wanted it to be black business, but he ended up starting
Hmm.
not coming, being belligerent. So I had to fire him and I had to get back out there myself. And I'm like, man, I got to start at 8 o'clock because by the time it gets to 10 o'clock, it'd just be too hot to do anything.
It's
I'm still
too
getting,
hot. Yeah, it's too hot. Yeah, we were gonna try to hire somebody, but it was just too much. Like the type of clay that we have out here, it was just too much. So we just get out there and do it ourselves.
yeah. Let me shout out some people. What's up, QC Kiki Cutie? Keandra, what's going on? Digger 102, my man, what's going on? Got Rogers Boy 26, Low Heart Sneakers, Nurse with Kicks 29, my man Shulius, what's going on to all of y'all? Thanks for being here. But yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm impressed that you get out there. You're real glamorous, so I would have never guessed. All right, now, all right. Now we talked about your favorite shoe. Would the Khalifa be like your go-to shoe? Like, well, I'm gonna fuck them up today. You know what I'm saying? Do you have one of those shoes where you like, you just ready to crack heads? Like, yeah, I'm swagging on these niggas. I'll go here, whatever. Because I'm guilty of that. Even at
I was that, or maybe my Laneys. Because it's different. My Laney ones.
oh, okay, that's a good pair. That's not a pair you see a whole lot. Um, the store I was working at when those came out, like I sold them, but I didn't really respect or keep my pair that well. And I could
Hmm.
what it did now because the way that you talk about those Yeezys, that was the shoe like that for me for about 2 years. So
Wow.
still wearable, but the toes are a bit scuffed. Actually, they're up here somewhere. I think it's yep. So yeah, I mean they're not in horrible shape, but yeah, this was like my do everything shoe. So you see how it's some scuff in there on the toe.
Oh man.
So I don't really it's probably been maybe at least 4 years since I've worn these. You got some. That's no heel drag, but yeah, even on the back, you know what I mean. There's some stuff in there. This shoe might even be a little worse. So yeah, I wish I would have kept these better because I usually don't dog shoes, but I think I only paid maybe $40 or $50 for these, so I didn't really.
A lot of people were saying that like back in the day when they first came out, they were on the clearance rack, they were on sale. It's crazy how shoes just take a turn.
Yeah. Now, even with them being scuffed up like that, I'll still wear them. Now, I will say I don't want my wife to get upset, but there's a list of shoes that she has that I can't wear if we go out. It's mainly weird shit, Jeremy Scott's and shit with wings and stuff like that on them.
Oh my goodness.
But these shoes might make the list if she's still watching and she's seeing that. Like, yeah, don't wear nothing scuffed when we go out. If I was going to help somebody move or something, I'll store it on the ladies. Or if I've worn these in the snow. So yeah, yeah. I'm glad you
Good
have a pair.
pair. I really like those.
Yeah. Now my Laney fives are like new, so that's a whole other thing. So
See, I already took that hit once. I don't think I can take that hit again. I gotta limit my hits.
I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. Okay. Well, with you, being in this now, do you feel like you have a? We talked about the sizes you having to compete with dudes and other
Hmm.
women size, but are there any other challenges you feel like being in the shoes, being a lady?
Um, not necessarily. Um, Probably because I stay in my own lane. I don't go out looking for no trouble, so it's not really no challenges. I don't. I used to hear the horror stories about how people have to wait in line and fights breaking out and all that other stuff. I don't have to worry about any of that. Um, Sometimes when I post, like, we got some Facebook pages, we got some trolls and some haters, but I'm pretty much, even kill. So that doesn't bother me. So, I kind of just stay in my own lane and just, and that's just the safest thing to be in my own lane.
Yeah. Now there are some releases that you might have um, missed back then, but the game, as much as people complain about how stuff is, as somebody who was a manager of a lot of those stores, it was actually worse back then because of physical safety. Like I always say that the Adidas Yeezys kind of killed first come first serve in a lot of cases for retailers because before I say 15, 16 and back, it was lines, it was camp outs. But since then, companies have been forced to get digital. It's been a lot more direct to consumer. So hoping that somebody doesn't steal your package, from FedEx or Laser Ship
Right.
is the thing now where, you know, um, we'll look at, damn, who's the carrier? Oh, it's UPS, good. I mean, UPS is the best. Then it's FedEx. Laser Ship is better than they were, but they still are a little shaky. Um,
Yeah.
have you had any issues with any shipping, or everything has always come the way it should?
Well, I did about maybe a month or so, maybe 2 months ago. My 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 Nike box was just straight open. Like when they delivered it, it was like just straight bust open, and it was just like a pair of Jordan 1 lows. So luckily they didn't like what they saw in the box. So I have had some suspicious acts with my packages. Um, but to your point, I did go to a mall in Charlotte, and this is of course during COVID, and I was going to, I want to say, Jimmy Jazz. We were just going to the mall, and something was coming out. I can't remember what the release was, and it was a shoe that my husband wanted. I couldn't pretty much done without it, and just the animosity of of the line and people coming up, and I looked at him. I was like, you know what? I'm not really one to go buy resale, but if you want this shoe, you might have to go resale because I can't deal with this. Like, I yeah. So I understand what you're saying about how yeah, we might have a lot of the bots kind of bots taking up all the inventory or shipping issues. But for me personally, like, I'd rather stay at home safe. because they get a little bit rowdy out there at these, these shoe stores. And then you look at, like you said, the employees that, are trying to handle the situation, and keep the stuff in line. It's just not good for them either. So me personally, as much as I would hate to admit it, I would actually, like to continue this online thing, because like I said, if I worked in a shoe store, I don't think I'd be able to make it. Not the way they be cutting up. I don't think I'd be able to make it.
Yeah, like 2013, that year specifically was probably the most harrowing releases that I ran. The Bel Air 5 was pretty bad. The Taxi 12 was probably the worst. The Gamma 12 was pretty bad. Gamma 11 wasn't that bad. But He Got Games, Grape 5s. There's so many releases from just that year that after that year ended, I was like, I don't really know if I can do this anymore. And I mean, I
Yeah.
was on, 2013, I was 33, so there were still elements of young me. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it now, but it was so intense. Fortunately, 2014, it was still some releases people wanted, but it wasn't like 13 or how 12 was, or it's kind of like the momentum from that 2011 Concord lasted for like 2 extra years, where
Wow.
wilding out and shit was selling out that it wasn't, that wouldn't have normally, is what I'm trying to say. What's up, D Will from the South? So yeah,
So let
yeah.
me ask you, was it COVID that kind of pushed everything online, or was it kind of moving that way anyway, or?
It was moving that way anyway. I mean, I really feel like Nike. I remember the sneakers app being around since 2015, but it was
Hmm.
different because you only really have some Jordans and like exclusive things. There were still more things on the Nike website um, that you could just get. Like, there wasn't no Barclays or no Griffeys or no 90s retro shoes that weren't Jordans or foam posits. They weren't on sneakers. So sneakers was different, but I think that they've always had a plan to just kind of go more direct to consumer. They've gotten rid of a lot of smaller Nike accounts that have been around for a long time. So I really think that um, it just pushed it faster, but it was already before. Like with the Nike, the Have a Nike Day, the Air Max Day, all of that stuff was kind of like direct to you. It wasn't really in stores. So I think now they're just offering more of that, and I think that coupled with people being at home more and just remember, the '90s was raw. Let me get them Barclays,
Hmm.
get them Griffeys, because a lot of these shoes came out 15, 16. I'm in the store with them and I can't give them away. And then
Hmm.
now it's only 4 or 5 years later and they're hot. So COVID definitely affected it, but it was already happening. I appreciate you asking me these questions because a lot of my shows, it's just me. I'm like Vlad or somebody. I'm just asking the questions and nobody is, you know what I mean? So I appreciate that. Okay. Now we talked about your husband. You married. How long you been married?
We've been married since 2013, so this year will be 8 years. But we were together since our senior year, so it's been 18 or 20 years, that we've been together.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Now, before you got into sneakers, like, I mean, I know everybody has a pair of sneakers. You don't have to be into sneakers to have sneakers, but do you remember some of the sneakers you may have had
Hmm.
before you were like really in, or was it just like heels and
I
flats
was
and sandals?
well, no heels. I was not a heel girl. Definitely flats, but I was more so into heavily into Converse. I believe I had every color Converse known to man. Converse and probably Hirachis.
Good, good, good. Um, yeah. To me, and I don't want to say this if anybody from Nike or Converse is watching. I'm sorry, but to me, it's not a good time to be in the Converse because a lot of these solid colors are selling like never before. Like
Mm.
Converse store in Mebane, we have been out of black and white high tops, which is the most regular common. It's like the white Air Force One of Chuck Taylor's. We have been out of
Wow.
them since July 30th. So that's a long time. you know, we've gotten, I shouldn't say we're out of them. We've been out of them in popular lady sizes since then. Like I can
Uh-huh.
go and get, dudes don't care. It's the women. You know what I mean? Like anything from a women's 6 to like a women 10 has just been like gold. So, um, it's kind of, well, you would be straight. You know what I'm saying? But I still would say, since they run big, you might well still want to go with a 10 instead of an 11. So, but it's not a
Yeah.
chucks right now, unless you want some weird chucks, you know.
I mean, depending on how they look, because I sometimes I do like weird stuff. Sometimes.
Okay. All right. Okay, you and your husband are both into sneakers. Congratulations on that very long, rewarding relationship. I have to say that's a beautiful thing. 18.
Thank you.
That's good. Um, with that going forward, um, I mean, where do you see your collection going in the future?
In the future, hopefully, I would like to kind of start branching out. I think that's probably the stark difference between myself and my husband. Me, I stick a lot to Nike. That's pretty much that's the brand that I've worn, even just coming up, Nike. Whereas him, he's a little bit more, he has a more of a eclectic collection. So, he kind of dibbles and dabbles with everything. He done found, some people out of Australia, uh, kangaroo, something like that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so he branches out. So I hopefully that's something that I'll be able to do is branch out a little bit more. Just a secret actually. Him and I kind of wear the same size.
Wow.
So I can he dibbles in my collection. I don't really mess with his sneakers. I like my stuff to be mine, but he'll kind of dibble in my stuff. But if he just gets something that I want, I might have to just grab him.
Well, that opens up another series of questions now. Knowing that, I got to ask you a couple more. So, all right. Before I get into these, this was the next question I was going to ask you anyway. So, with you all both being in the shoes, and I told you my wife has kind of a short list of shoes that I can't wear. What's the shoe that he has where you like, yeah, babe, don't wear those?
Honestly, I don't have a pair because he is so meticulous.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, he's very meticulous. I don't have a pair that he can't wear. And God forbid if they get messed up beyond repair, he'll get me another pair. So I ain't worried about it.
All
Now
right.
on the other side, he thinks that I'm a little bit hard on my sneakers, so he might have something like, "Oh no, you're not getting into them." So
Okay. Okay. Because I was going to ask you that next. I'm like, is there a pair that you have where you would actually be mad if he wore them? Like, boy, you wore these shoes. You be like, there's nothing.
no, I don't. But now I will say, like, he will have to ask me first, just because, like, if I have in my mind that I got a certain outfit that's gonna go with a certain shoes, and if it's not there, then I'll be hot. Like I remember one day, I had woke up and I keep my shoes in a container, and my shoe was out of the container. Boy, I called him fussing. I'm like, "You got my shoe on and didn't say nothing." He was like, "No, they downstairs on the rug." I was like, "Oh, okay, April Fools."
I don't know how that would be. Like my wife she has at least 15 pairs of shoes that I either tried to get an L on or I just didn't get or whatever. I'm like, man, I wish I should have got those or I wish I had those. So I'm kind of glad that because I would be tempted like, yeah, these LeBrons, nigga, I'm wearing it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know how I would handle
See,
it if we see, that's nice that you'd be willing to let him rock, rock out like that.
I so now, do you have a pair that if your wife wore the same size that you be like she just cannot wear?
Several.
Several. I
Several.
can, yeah. Now,
But
vice versa, is there a pair that she would not let you wear?
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I don't even know if she's still watching, but if you are watching V Weathers HR, you could say something, what shoe would not be able to wear. But yeah, it's several. And see, the thing is, I'm really, I know I'm gonna sound soft. I really dislike my wife being upset. Not necessarily with me, but just in general. I hate when she's upset.
Right, right.
So with that, I've always got in the back of my mind that something could happen to a point where I don't even like to drive my wife's car. So
Hmm.
if we wear together, she'll just drive. If I'm going somewhere by myself, I'll just drive my car. But if
Hmm.
up her car in some kind of way, I wouldn't want her to be upset, and the petty part of me wouldn't want her to have that ammunition. Like, nigga, you fucked up my car. Like, I would never probably hear the end of that. So, with the shoes, the way she is with her shoes, nah, I wouldn't even. Even if I wanted to, I'd think twice and be like, nah, I might fuck around and get a scuff. I got my yard decorated with a bunch of rocks. I might scuff the
Oh
shoe on one
yeah,
of,
okay.
you know. So yeah, I just I'm all about keeping the peace, you know.
That's understandable.
So yeah. All right. Well, with you being in this now, what's on your radar next? Like, what are you looking for like the rest of this year? Like, yeah, I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them. You know, is there anything?
I just can't. I can't keep up. I would say, of course, definitely. We've already talked about the blue fives. Like I think that's on my immediate radar. I try not to even look too far in the future because I don't even like getting my hopes up.
Now, if you take an L on these fives, and I'm not putting that into the universe, I hope we all get them. But if you're unable to get them, is that a shoe you'd pay resale for?
Probably not. Um, I try to limit my resale as much as possible. Um, one thing I've learned, one of the hardest lessons I've learned was patience in this thing. And I have to be okay with walking away because one thing about sneakers, like they drop day after day after day after day. And I think that's the one good thing I like about sneakers. They keep me humble. You know what I'm saying? They keep my pockets humble. Like if I don't get it, if it's not like something that I just have to have, I have to be okay with just walking away.
Nah, I feel the same way. Like, again, for me this year, I need to replace my white and midnight navy sixes because my pair is in the garage. Um, my cool gray 11s. Well, here, these are actually right here. Um, like this is the pair from 2001, so I need another pair.
Oh wow.
You know, the bottom is orange. You know what I mean? So it's time.
Wow.
Looking like this since they're 20 years old, but I probably haven't worn these in at least 6 years. They just look, you know, they look old. I need a new pair. So, and I didn't get the last retro. So, um, those two, and there's a pair of ones that come out right before Christmas. They kind of look like the biohacks, but they're like white. They're like white, brown, green, purple.
I know exactly what you're talking about because they're it's synonymous with the prototype that
Yeah,
just came out. The prototype ones, yeah.
yeah,
Those are on my husband's radar as well.
yeah. Because they're weird, and that's one of the things you could dress it up, dress it down. You could throw it on with anything. So I would like to have those three for the rest of this year. I'm sure there are other regular Nikes that aren't Jordans that I either don't
Hmm.
or have forgotten about right now, but those are like the ones that are on my radar. They're always gonna come out with neat dunks and Air Force Ones, but dunks are just they're a little too hard to obtain for me to already have as many.
Hmm.
I only have one newer pair, and that was luck on the sneakers app, but I'm just not willing to pay all this money for these regular colorways of the dunk I was paying $30-$40 for 15-20 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, but okay, all right. Well, before we wrap up, did you have any questions for me?
Um, talking about versatility, I see that you rock with Nike, you rock with Jordan Heavy, you work with Converse. Are you into any other brands
Yes,
besides the mainstream?
yes. The only brands that I don't own, I've never had a pair of K Swiss.
Hmm.
Um, I've never K Swiss. That's probably really it. I mean, I've got British Knights, I've got Kangaroos, I've got a little bit of everything. You know, Puma, Reebok, Adidas. That's kind of mainstream, but I don't have any Diodoras either. But those are probably the only
Hmm.
off the top of my head that I don't have uh, K Swiss and Diodora, but I like a lot of different things. And if I wasn't into sports like I am, I probably wouldn't have some of the shoes I have. But
Hmm.
you know, rocking with certain athletes that inspire me. I want their shoes. So,
Right.
probably wouldn't have the amount of Iversons I have if I didn't, rock with him as a person and as an athlete. So,
Oh,
um,
that was my first crush.
oh, okay. Yeah, the break. But like a lot of people look at me crazy because I have Currys. You know what I mean? And Currys aren't
Hmm.
popular, not hooping, but I like him. And I'm from Cleveland, so I'm not supposed to like him since, they beat us 3 out of 4 times in the finals. But, you know, he's a great basketball player. He's changed the game, and he also seems to be a really cool dude off the court, and that matters to me too.
Hmm.
Family,
Right.
all of that. So yeah, I rock with pretty much everything.
That's good. I hope to get there one day.
Yeah, I mean, with having to wear, and it's not like I just started wearing Converse since I worked for them, but
Hmm.
uh, wearing a lot more of them and acquiring a lot of them in a short amount of time. Having to wear them, it takes up time from when I will be wearing other stuff. Because
Hmm.
when I'm in a normal shoe store, I can wear, pretty much anything. When I was with Foot Locker, they would get mad at me sometimes because I would wear some LeBrons, but it would be a colorway that we didn't get that was only at a couple.
Mm.
I would get in trouble all the time for that, but it wouldn't be like don't write up trouble. It would just be an undesirable conversation. So, you know,
Hmm.
but they know, like, look, man, I'm in the sneaker outside of here, so I might come in with something crazy every now and then. I can't
Right.
just wear the black colorway that we got on the wall, you know. So, yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add, or anything you want to ask me, or got everything covered?
I mean, my gracious, I think I done asked you everything under the sun, but
Nah, yeah, thanks you being
this
there.
was good. This was good.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate you. After a long day at work, taking the time out on a Friday to holler at me about sneakers. Thank you.
No problem. I appreciate you having me. It means a lot. It really does.
Okay, cool, cool. Well, um, I guess on behalf of Katrina Kicks here, wonderful guest. I'm Shorty C94. We're gonna sign off now. Thank you to everybody who joined. Sorry I didn't get to say hello to everybody, but I sent that wave. So we'll see y'all soon. Follow Katrina Kicks.
Thanks. Have a good evening.
No problem. You too.